Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breadcast Gaming Talk. I had a really bad time trying to get into The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So much so that it was too stressful for me to get through it. I didn't dare go into Majora's Mask because I was told how much more difficult the game is, more so than Ocarina of Time. The only thing left for me to try is A Link Between Worlds. I was not sure about trying it coming off of such a bad time with Ocarina of Time, but it turns out I really enjoyed A Link Between Worlds, and I will be talking about this game and may spoil things, so you have been warned. The Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds is a top-down game for the 3DS. I say that because I don't feel like the game is truly a 2D Zelda game, more of a 3D game with a top-down perspective. The first thing I like about this game before I started to play it is the art style and graphics. For a 3DS game, the game looks great, and I love the art style because everything has this roundness to it. It's very adorable. When it comes to the combat, I find that it's pretty easy. I say that because it's honestly just spamming the B button to do the sword attack. You can also hold the B button to spin attack, and that's it. I will say it's nice not having to worry about a magic meter or magic in general. I just like the simplistic combat where you don't have to deal with 4 or 5 different attacks that the game like Twilight Princess have. It's also nice when it comes to getting items, because rather than getting the items as you go, you can literally get all the items early in the game, and I like this. There's a character named Ravio who, in the beginning of the game, drags you back to your house after the opening encounter with the game's villain. He asks you if he can crash at your place, and you say yes. Then there's a moment in the game when you realize that you need a bow to progress, so you go back to your house, and you tell Ravio what happened. After you do, he will rent you a bow. This is also where you're introduced to the mechanic of items using energy with an energy meter at the bottom of the touchscreen. This is how it is for all items too, so you don't have like ammo for your bow, it just uses energy. Same for like the bombs and everything uses energy. This can be seen as a negative because of the gimmick of the game that also uses this meter as well. The main gimmick of the game is that you can turn yourself into a painting. I like this mechanic as it makes traversing places a little more interesting because you can go places that you normally wouldn't be able to get to. However, this uses energy, the same energy that all of your items use. It can be mildly annoying too when you have a room that you have to hookshot and merge into a wall. If your energy meter isn't fully charged, you won't be able to merge after you do the hookshot. However, there are a few moments with issues where the merge mechanic does this, which is good because I really enjoy this mechanic. While you are able to get every item pretty early in the game, all of the dungeons work like most Zelda game dungeons do, but this time it tells you what item you'll be using for the dungeon before you even enter it. For example, the Eastern Palace is all about the bow, and you have to use the bow to beat the boss. It is a typical thing that all dungeons and all Zelda games do. In talking about items, there's 4 items you can't rent from Ravio, but you have to find in the world. Those are the Power Glove, Zora's Flippers, Pegasus Boots, and the Lantern. There is also a pouch that you can find that lets you equip items to the X button, which again is also easy to find. You have 5 bottles that can be found throughout the world that are not that hard to find. Even finding fairy fountains are pretty easy, as I stumbled into them pretty often. I'm really glad that this game lets me carry as many rupees as I want too, and I don't have to collect a million things to be able to upgrade the wallet to hold more rupees. I especially love the fast travel in this game. There are weather vanes by areas that you can also save your game. There is a witch character that says that she has to look after you because that's what a fortune teller told them. So you can use this witch character to travel between these weather vanes, and I like that a lot. And the other thing I would like when it comes to this game is that it would be nice if there was an easier and quicker way to be able to switch between items. I don't want to get into story depth because I think that's something people should experience for themselves. And that's all I have to say, so if you want to add to the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening, and goodbye.